And here to talk about it, we have Oliver Sloup standing by. He's with Blue Line Futures, and he's based in Chicago, and all kinds of stuff tugging on the market today. But for one day at least, it looks like the bulls are maybe winning a little bit this morning. How come?
A little bit, knock on wood. We saw a big risk-off trade last week with corn and beans both trading down over 40 cents for the week. So we're getting a little bit a reprieve and probably some short covering ahead of all the news this week. As you had mentioned, we've got end of the month, end of the quarter. We've got crop progress after the close. We've got the USDA report out on Wednesday. So the volatility, the anticipation of the volatility is immense. But when you kind of zoom out at things, we've seen this volatility very present in the markets for the last several months. So I don't think it'll be anything out of the norm at these prices. I think there's a pretty good fundamental backdrop, but a lot of that is going to be hinging on price action from that USDA report out on Wednesday. That's going to be the big ticket item as we wrap up the quarter and month.
Well, of course, we had that big double top on the corn market here in the last month and a half or so. And that has been a point of concern, but it did not really violate that long-term uptrend line just yet. Now, if you look at September corn at the moment, and our quotes provided by bar chart, it's trading at 544. That would be up 13 3/4 cents today, still within a penny and a quarter of our high of the day. December, 14 1/4 higher at 533.5 per bushel. In our soybean market, you now have the August contract up 17 3/4 at 1320.5. November, 24 3/4 higher. It's at 1294.5 per bushel. And on the wheat in Chicago, you have that September contract now 15 3/4 higher at 656.5 per bushel. In Kansas City, July 21 cents higher now at 630. Interesting, in the middle of wheat harvest, and it's up 21 cents. In the spring wheat market in Minneapolis, you have September now 27 3/4 cents higher. We're at 835 3/4. And on cotton, that new crop December contract, it's up 70 points at 87.88 cents per pound. Oliver, I imagine you probably have some clients in the northern plains that are fit to be tied over the lack of rain, and I guess justifiably, that is why we have so much of a premium being built into that Minneapolis market.
Yeah, absolutely. That's been kind of the leader, and we're expecting that price action to continue to firm up here as that dry weather continues to be a pretty big concern out there for the market. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that continue to firm up and potentially drag some of these other wheat markets a little bit higher as well.
Interesting how we can go from all flood talk one day to go through the weekend, and then you're talking back to drought again. So, Oliver, the market is very wishy-washy here when it comes to the grain trade, that's for sure. We'll come back in just a moment. We'll take a look at our cattle and hog market activity as well, see what they're doing when we come back.